The first thing I did before the end of time, I injected myself with a ton of zombie virus. My roommates were shocked when they saw this. But only I know, in 2.5 days, the apocalypse will come. 90% of the living creatures will become man-eating monsters. And those who survive will become evolvers. There will even be a god who controls the rules of the universe coming to Earth. In my past life, in order to survive in the end of the world, I became Dark Goddess Lu Rian's Askisser. But despite my diligence, I completed the trials she arranged time and time again. But because of one failure, Lu Rian decided to erase me. Before I died, I swore, if there is another life, I would pay back the pain I suffered 1,000 times over. But before I could finish my sentence, I was crushed by Lu Rian's foot. But when I opened my eyes again, I realized that I was reborn back in my college days. While I was puzzled, the hourglass in front of my chest glowed with a faint light. This is a special item I obtained in my previous life during the instance trial. During the instance trial in my previous life, I didn't expect. It really has the ability to go back in time. Then I picked up my cell phone and took a look. There are only 2.5 days. There are only 2.5 days left. Thinking back to my last life, Dark Goddess brought me humiliation. I swear, I will trample it under my feet in this life. But the most important thing now is, I must activate my gift before the end comes. For this reason I came to the first hospital in the city where there was a virus outbreak in my previous life. In my last life, my talent was virus resistance. This time, I decided to use the zombie virus to activate it in advance and strengthen my hearing. While the doctor was chatting with the nurse, I sneaked into the room of the patient infected with the zombie virus. Then I took out a syringe and extracted 100 kilograms of zombie virus. I extracted 100 kilograms of zombie virus. This amount should be enough to stimulate my talent. A few moments later, I returned to my dormitory. My roommates had gone to an internet cafe to spend the night. But just as I pulled out the syringe, I was hesitant. If this doesn't work, I was doomed to die a horrible death in the dormitory. But remembering the humiliation I suffered in my last life, if I have to be a weakling in my next life, I might as well die before it's too late. Thinking about it, I didn't hesitate. I injected the zombie virus into my arm. Soon a sharp pain swept through my whole body. When I opened my eyes again, I realized that Dark Goddess had appeared in front of me. He opened his hands and said to me, "Chen, give up your resistance. Embrace the darkness. As a humble human, becoming a part of the darkness is your ultimate destiny." But when I heard that, I was furious. How could I possibly fall here? I will conquer you this time. The next morning, the 3 roommates who had spent the night at the internet cafe returned to the dormitory. But when they saw my hideous face, they were scared to death. "Damn Chen, what's wrong with you?" Hearing my roommates calling my name, I finally regained my senses. Then I grinned. "Relax, I'm just cosplaying." With that, I turned around and went into the bathroom, looking at myself in the mirror as the zombie virus faded. I was so excited. I'm glad the virus didn't kill me. It seems that my talent has been upgraded. But I don't know what level my talent will be after awakening. I don't know what level my talent will be when it awakens. But just as I was thinking about it, I heard the voice of the cosmic will in my head. "Chen, congratulations on being chosen as a Forerunner. You've been awarded the title of Forerunner, and you've awakened your talent in advance." Then a system panel appeared in front of me. Forerunner can awaken his talents in advance. Awakened attribute panel. And all attributes increased by 5%. Experience gain increased by 10%. Seeing this, I can't wait to open the talent panel. I didn't realize that the talent I awakened this time. This time I've awakened the SSS grade talent king of viruses. This is the strongest talent in the virus department. Not only can it absorb and utilize viruses, it can even create new viruses. But so far, I can only absorb a small amount of viruses. I need a lot of viruses to raise my talent level. When I thought of this, I went to the first hospital in the city again. But as soon as I arrived at the entrance of the hospital, I saw a group of people fleeing frantically. At this moment, the first wave of zombie virus has broken out in the hospital. However, while others were desperately trying to escape, I was walking towards the zombies. In my last life before the apocalypse, 3 strange events happened in Jiang City. One of them was this hospital that was sealed off. Now it seems, I've come at the right time. When I thought about it, I charged towards the oncoming zombies. With the help of my awakened talent, I was able to send the zombie flying for tens of meters. Right after that, I started to use my talent's exclusive skill, virus absorption. I quickly sucked all the energy out of the zombie, and the noise here also attracted the surrounding corpses to come over. At the same time, in the bathroom on the 4th floor of the hospital, listening to the sound of zombies crashing outside the door. Inside the bathroom, Lu Feng's face is ashen. It's over now. This door is about to fail. When I think of this, Lu Feng turned back to look at his pursuit of 2.5 years. He has been pursuing for 2.5 years, but has not been able to chase the nurse sister. A bold idea suddenly born in his mind. I pursued you for so long but did not say yes. Now I'm going to die soon. Why don't you let me have a good time before I die? Just when he was about to pounce on the nurse. When he was about to pounce on the nurse, the zombies outside the door suddenly broke in. Just in the nick of time, Lu Feng grabbed the nurse's wrist and pushed him in front of the zombies. Lu Feng seized the opportunity. Lu Feng seized the opportunity to escape from the bathroom window. At the same time, I have moved the hospital to the 3rd floor of the zombies. Cleaned up all the zombies. When I came to the 4th floor, I just found a nurse who has been infected by the virus. It seems she was bitten just now. It's not too late. So I put my hand on the nurse's forehead. I'm going to suck the zombie virus from her. The army will soon seal off this place. I need someone who knows how to lead the way to the hospital. And this nurse is the perfect candidate. After sucking out all the zombie virus from his body, let's see if we can stop him from turning into a zombie. After my operation, the nurse returned to normal. When she came to her senses, she thanked me right away and asked me, how could I remove the zombie virus from his body? But I just took his hand and rushed outside. There's no time to explain. I need you. I need you to take me to the part of your hospital with the most viruses. Soon, under the guidance of the nurse, we arrived at the lab where the viruses are stored. I mixed hundreds of viruses. I mixed hundreds of viruses together. Then I used my natural skill. I absorbed all the viruses. The next step is to use all the viruses absorbed to strengthen the zombie virus. Generally speaking, there are 4 directions of evolution for zombie viruses. I didn't hesitate to choose. I evolved the black light virus, which is the most beneficial to me. This is a virus that focuses on devouring and evolving. It can also increase the host healing ability by 200%. I just finished evolving the virus. The nurse came over with an anxious face. There's a zombie. They're coming in. I told him to stay here and not to move. Leave everything to me. After saying that, I rushed to the zombie in an instant. I picked him up with one hand. I'll use you to test my new ability. In the next second, countless tentacles sprouted from my palms and wrapped the zombie up. Along with the screams, the zombie was soon devoured by me, and the nurse who saw the scene collapsed to the ground. But he soon regained his senses. Then he took a deep breath and said, "You saved me. I believe you won't harm me. I'll keep your secret." I smiled and extended my right hand to him. "Hello, my name is Chen," and from him, I also learned that the nurse's name is Su Xian. At that moment, there was a firefight outside the hospital. It seems that the army and the police have arrived at the hospital. They're sealing off the scene and cleaning up the zombies. We should leave now. In order to avoid being questioned, I dragged Su Xian to leave from the rooftop. But we ran into a mutated zombie on the way. What I didn't expect was, this mutant zombie is so tough. Cut my arm with just one move. But that made me even more excited. The stronger this mutant is, means that my black light virus will be able to evolve to a higher level. I didn't have time to think. The mutated zombie attacked me again. I took off from the same spot, dodged the zombie's attack, and at the same time, I kicked him in the back of the head. Seeing that I'm about to land safely, the mutant zombie quickly slashed at me with a hand knife. I pulled away from the battle distance, while absorbing the surrounding zombies to replenish. When the mutant zombie couldn't do any damage to me, it let out a roar. I can see that my overall quality is comparable to this mutant zombie. Thinking of this, I immediately used my devouring ability. I tried to deal a fatal blow to the mutant zombie, but my punch was just like hitting a steel plate. With my full strength, only left a shallow mark on his body. No, it won't do any effective damage, and it will take a lot of time. At this moment, suddenly there was a sound of glass breaking. Su Xian cracked the fire cabinet. He took out the fire axe inside. Then he threw it. He threw the fire axe towards me. With the help of the weapon, I easily broke through the defense of the mutant zombie. With the advantage of speed, I fought with the zombie for more than 800 rounds. Then I seized the opportunity. I threw my fire axe at the zombie. At the moment when the zombie lowered its head to avoid the attack, I grabbed the fire axe. I struck him hard on his skull. But this attack did not kill the mutant zombie. On the contrary, it completely enraged him. In the next second, he threw a double punch. Instantly nailed me to the wall. I could see. The mutant zombie was about to tear me in half with his hands. But I had an excited smile on my face. "You want to tear me apart so badly? Then I'll let you do it." When the mutant zombie was confused, a bunch of tentacles suddenly came out from my abdomen. It wrapped around his hands. The mutant zombie sensed something wrong. Wanted to run away, but it was already too late. Soon the tentacles wrapped his entire body in 3 layers. As the tentacles devoured the mutant zombie, The system also sent me an alert. Congratulations to the host. Successfully devoured the mutant second stage clawed zombie. And my black light virus has evolved again. I've also gained the exclusive skill of the clawed zombie. Bone claw. I smiled proudly at this. It seems that my choice was not wrong. With the black light virus powerful devouring, I'll soon be able to rise in this post-apocalyptic world. But I didn't wait to think about it. A rush of footsteps. In the corridor of the hospital. A group of heavily armed soldiers. Surrounding us. Are you alive? So, please raise your hands. On the count of 3, 2, 1, if you don't move. If you don't move, we'll shoot. But in response to the soldier's warning, I picked Su Xian up by the waist. We should go. With Su Xian's guidance, I ran towards the rooftop of the hospital. In no time at all, I followed Su Xian back to his home. As soon as I entered, Su Xian said he wanted to treat my wound. I laughed and said my wound had already healed. But he didn't believe me, so I took off my shirt, revealing my 8-pack abs. When Su Xian saw the scene, his face turned red. Seeing this, I came to Su Xian's face and said jokingly, "Let's play a more exciting game." Unexpectedly, Su Xian actually blushed and agreed. Then we spent 10 hours happily. The sky finally dawned. But when I went out to buy breakfast, I received a call from Su Xian. She said a woman named Song Ziqiong was looking for me. Song Ziqiong is known as the Queen of Jiang City, and her daughter Song Gu. Song Gu, her daughter, is one of the bootlickers who is after me. This young lady didn't receive my message for a few days, so she asked her mother to find me. Since Song Ziqiong found her way to Su Xian's house, obviously she knows something. Seems I need to meet her. In his previous life, Song Ziqiong started from nothing and became the richest man in Jiang City. He even awakened his Wuji talent after the end of the world. He quickly built up his own power, and finally unified the entire Jiang City. She became the true Queen of Jiang City. In my last life, she was an existence I could only look up to. But it's different now. If I can take her under my wing, I can save myself a lot of trouble. Before the end of time, it will save me a lot of trouble. Soon I was taken by Song Ziqiong's bodyguards. I was taken to a frozen warehouse in the suburbs. After seeing me arrive, Song Ziqiong said with a smile, "I'm sorry to have invited you here, but I got straight to the point." I asked her what she wanted from me, but Song Ziqiong just came over and tugged on my collar. "I just want to know, what is the attraction of a man who can make my daughter's heart flutter? What is the charm of the man who can make my daughter's heart flutter?" But I was very serious, Auntie Song. I don't like to beat around the bush. Just tell me what you want. Seeing that I'm so straightforward, Song Ziqiong did not want to beat around the bush. Then he said directly, "Mr. Chen, how about being my man? If you like Song Gu too, it's not impossible to be my son-in-law." I smiled coldly at that. I don't think Auntie Song has any reason to want me. But the next moment, she smiled and said, "Because I saw Chen's heroic performance in the hospital. Anyone who saw that would be attracted to money, right?" When I heard that, I was extremely shocked. Because the hospital's surveillance and power supply, I've already sabotaged them. How did he know? Song Ziqiong explained. Song Ziqiong explained that there was one of his men in the hospital. That person happened to see me fight the zombies. He also filmed me escaping from the military, and he was on the hospital's survivor list. He found Su Xian's colleague Lu Feng. After hearing Lu Feng's name, my face suddenly sank. The night before, I had already learned from Su Xian's mouth. This Lu Feng not only tried to snatch her in the bathroom, he also pushed her to the zombies outside, and Su Xian as my first woman. Her enemy, I naturally want to get rid of it. However, when I asked for Lu Feng's location, Song Ziqiong made me promise to be his man before he would tell me. I smiled at that, Auntie Song. It seems you still don't know me well. With that, I used the power of the black light virus. Now, it's not about me being your person. It's you who has to be my person. Seeing the scene, Song Ziqiong was shocked. Is this the mutation of the zombie virus? I smiled lightly, Auntie Song. If you want to know, I'll tell you. But Song Ziqiong smiled back at me. "Chen, you underestimate me. With these sharp claws you can't subdue me. Besides, you already have a young nurse. Why would you be interested in an old aunt like me?" I caressed her delicate face. Such a beautiful aunt. Who wouldn't like that? And the end is near. You can do more for me than Su Xian. Hearing that I know so much about the future, Song Ziqiong became interested. So she immediately extended her hand and said she could work with me. But I need to give her some information about the future, and as a strong woman, she was looking forward to a man who could conquer her. But the moment we agreed to work together, but there were several gunshots from the neighborhood. Turns out that last night, Commander Huang of Jiang City Military District was negotiating with Song Ziqiong. They requisitioned part of the freezer warehouse to freeze the live zombies and isolate the survivors in the hospital. There are only 30 or so live zombies. But now there are gunshots. Obviously there's a problem with the freezer. When I heard that, I was deep in thought. I didn't expect the military to know so quickly. Low temperature can slow down the zombies. But they definitely don't know. Cold temperatures can also cause zombies to mutate. Now it's obvious. There are mutated zombies in the freezer. There are mutated zombies in the freezer. At this moment, I suddenly recalled the bombing in the suburbs of Jiang City in my previous life. Could it be here? Thinking of this, I went straight to the source of the gunshots. We'll find out if we go there. Meanwhile, at the freezer, a huge zombie broke through the soldiers' defense. Facing this kind of mutated zombie, ordinary thermal weapons can't have any effect on it at all. On the contrary, the soldiers stationed here have suffered heavy casualties. Just when the highest commander, Captain Zhao, applied for support from the headquarters, Song Ziqiong came behind him. Captain Zhao, tell your men to stop the train and come back. With your current firepower against that mountain of flesh, you're just going to die for nothing. Captain Zhao said that Meat Mountain Zombie is extremely fast. If no one is in the way, no one can escape. Song Ziqiong smiled lightly at his words. Captain Zhao, do as I say. That's the monster. Someone's already taken care of him. At the same time, a woman. Meat Mountain Zombie was about to be smashed to pieces. I appeared in time. I blocked the zombie's attack. But what I didn't expect was, this Meat Mountain Zombie has grown to such an extent. Just one blow almost dislocated my arm. I didn't wait to think about it. That Meat Mountain Zombie swung its huge body again and attacked me, and I used my speed to my advantage. I left a lot of scars on his body. Meat Mountain Zombie who couldn't even touch me. He was so angry that he was screaming on the spot. Captain Zhao was shocked when he saw the scene. What kind of monster is this? Song Ziqiong blinked when he heard that. He's not a monster. He is my partner. On the other hand, me and Meat Mountain Zombie, we fought our way to the freezer where the beef is stored. Looking at the high-grade Wagyu cattle on the ground, I activated my devouring skill. After sucking up all the Wagyu cows, my black light virus had evolved a little. Couldn't help but feel happy. It's worthy of being high-grade beef. Not only did it restore my body, it even upgraded my black light virus. At that moment, the Meat Mountain Zombie also jumped to the freezer, trying to devour more meat to replenish his strength. Seeing this, I seized the opportunity. I was ready to deal a fatal blow to Meat Mountain Zombie. With a purple lightning bolt in the air, I hit Meat Mountain Zombie's head in an instant. I hit Meat Mountain Zombie's head with a fierce blow. When Meat Mountain saw that, Meat Mountain's hands were about to open up and smash me into a pulp. But that's just fine with me. I released my tentacles. I wrapped my hands around the mountain's hands. With my devouring skill, continuously absorbing the virus in Meat Mountain's body. The power of my virus has also increased in quality. Captain Zhao was shocked when he saw this scene. This guy is definitely not human. But this is good. We can take advantage of the present. Both monsters can't move. We can finish them off together. But he was about to call the headquarters for missile support. But he was stopped by Song Ziqiong, who was standing by. Captain Zhao, calm down. You know he's trying to save me. I advise you not to do anything stupid. It'll end badly for everyone. 2.5 minutes later, as I absorbed Meat Mountain Zombie completely, I was also surrounded by military soldiers. It turns out that Captain Zhao, in order to prevent accidents on the way, he sent his men to protect this place. At that moment, the system sent me a message. I've obtained the zombie virus Mutant Meat Mountain for the first time. Gained 500 virus points. King of Viruses talent ability unlocked. All the abilities of the Black Light virus have been greatly enhanced. And my claws have become sharper. I've also evolved into a heavy hammer form. But the biggest reward of the day, none more so than this meat of core in my hands. This rare material can not only be used, can be used not only to create equipment, can also be used. It can be used to build a wall of flesh and blood that can grow indefinitely. A divine weapon that is both offensive and defensive. A divine weapon that is both offensive and defensive. At that moment, Song Ziqiong behind me suddenly called me Chun. Let me introduce you. This is Lu Li. I smiled at his words. Lu Li, a famous journalist and internet celebrity in Jiang City. You're the one who secretly filmed me at the hospital, right? Lu Li nodded. Thank you so much. You saved my life twice. We didn't wait to talk more. Captain Zhao approached us, Mr. Chun. Commander Huang of our military region. I hope you can explain your situation to the military. But upon hearing Huang Xinchu's name, my face instantly darkened. In my previous life, after the end of the world, after the apocalypse, this guy enlisted a group of weak awakener. But he treated them like dogs and pigs. And I was one of them. And in the end, I couldn't even get a full meal. And here's the funny thing. Anyone who tried to leave, he hunts them down for treason. Eventually, I was forced to leave my home and left Jiang City. When I thought of this, I asked Song Ziqiong in an unfavorable tone. Boss Song, Do you think I should give up my life? Song Ziqiang seemed to have noticed the change in my face, so he said he would take care of it. With that, he walked towards Captain Zhao. It's not your place to talk. You go back and tell Huang Xinchu what's wrong. Tell him to come to me directly. But Captain Zhao dared not say anything. After all, Song Ziqiang, as the Queen of Jiang City, he's known by both the black and the white. He can't afford to offend a small company commander. At that moment, a soldier suddenly ran over and said, "Company commander, the survivors in the quarantine zone are causing trouble. What should we do?" When I heard that, I immediately asked if there was a guy named Lu Feng. I didn't expect the soldier to say, "The one who made the most trouble was called Lu Feng." Upon hearing that, I immediately said I wanted to see Lu Feng. 2.5 minutes later, Lu Feng was brought to us. He thought his father had used his connections to release him, but I tapped him on the shoulder. I directly injected the zombie virus into his body. Then I looked at Lu Feng and said, "I'm looking for you. Someone asked me to give you a message. Su Xian was in bed last night. Su Xian told me what you did last night in bed. So he wants you to die." After saying that, I immediately took a few steps back and looked at the people around me. "Keep your distance. This guy is infected with the zombie virus." Hearing this, Lu Feng was enraged and rushed towards me. "Su Xian is so difficult to deal with. How could he have sex with you?" But when he finished his sentence, the zombie virus instantly consumed his sanity. Seeing this situation, I was able to test the power of my heavy hammer form. As I threw a punch, that Lu Feng was instantly turned into mush. Seeing the power of my hammer form, I couldn't help but smile with satisfaction. Then I looked at Mr. Song Ziqiang behind me. "Your performance today was not bad. I can tell you some information when I get back." Hearing this, Song Ziqiang rushed to catch up with me. "I regret it now. I don't want to be your partner." "Is it too late to be your partner?" I smiled at that. "That depends on your future performance." A few moments later, I got into Song Ziqiang's Mercedes. We went back to Jiang City together. Song Ziqiang wanted to invite me to his home for dinner. However, I told him not to bother me until he got home. After that, I opened the system panel. I started checking the rewards dropped by Meat Mountain Zombie. I didn't expect. This Meat Mountain Zombie dropped 2 skill books for me. Bloodthirsty Frenzy can increase hosts' attributes, but it will be in a weakened state during the cooldown period. Muscle hyperplasia can greatly increase muscle mass strength. The efficiency of physical growth will also be doubled. However, as a side effect, will greatly reduce the host's dexterity. Although these 2 skill books are useless to me, but at the beginning of the apocalypse, still good for winning people over. Speaking of winning people over, it's time to start building an organization for myself. The gold reward for killing the Meat Mountain, just enough to create a chat group. I can gather forerunners through the chat group and help them lay a good foundation before the end of time. So I named my chat group. I named it Chat Group 1, Dark Goddess. This time I will rebuild my organization, and you will be a lowly bitch under my feet. 2.5 hours later, I arrived at Song Ziqiang's private villa. He also learned from me. Armageddon is a cosmic trial. 90% of the people will become cannibalistic monsters. Only a few will become awakener. Song Ziqiang asked Chen straight to the point. "What can I do to become one of you?" I opened my hand and said, "First is the ability. I don't need trash. The second is absolute loyalty like a dog." At that, Song Ziqiang showed a confident smile. "Loyalty I can. As for the ability, I think in this Jiang City, there should be no one more capable than me. Whether it's power, money, or status." I told him with a teasing face. "After the end of the world, there will be a whole new set of rules. Everything you have now will only make it more tempting to enslave you. There's no value beyond that. The thought that you and your daughter will be in a post-apocalyptic world will probably become someone else's playthings in the post-apocalyptic world." Song Ziqiang couldn't help but feel nervous. Then he continued to ask if being a loyal dog with you. "What's the difference between being a loyal dog? What's the difference between being a loyal dog and being someone else's plaything?" I smiled at his words. "In my place, you can have a stage where you can give full play to your strengths. At the same time, I won't limit your development because of fear." Hearing these words, Song Ziqiang finally let go of his worries. Then he kneeled down on one knee and said, "I, Song Ziqiang, I am willing to serve the boss." Seeing the former queen of Jiang City submit to me, I couldn't help but feel excited in my heart. Then I pinched her chin. "Now, let me see your charm. In addition, I still have some things to ask you to do." Soon Song Ziqiang did as I asked. Sent a task to Shuang Er, who was waiting in the hall. "Post on all the forums. Gather all the forerunners." After completing all this, just when I was about to experience Song Ziqiang's charm, his daughter suddenly called. I answered the phone. She said, "Your mom is busy with something important right now. You can talk about it when you come back." After hearing that it was me who answered the phone, Song Gu was a bit surprised, but she didn't think much of it. Instead, he blamed me. why I haven't returned his messages in the past few days. But before he could finish his sentence, I just hung up the phone. Song-gu was so angry that he gnashed his teeth. Damn Chen. Sooner or later, I'll make you fall in love with me. At the villa, Song Zichong, who was busy with his work, asked me, can shelter his woman under this doomsday? I smiled, and if you work hard enough, I can make sure that when the end comes, I'll make sure he doesn't turn into a cannibalistic monster. Early the next morning, led by assistant Shuang Er, we arrived at an underground casino. Mr. Chen, I went all over the city yesterday where there were rumors of zombies. I finally found only this underground casino. The number of zombies is about 200. But we didn't find any mutated zombies like Meat Mountain. I immediately pondered over it. It seems that this is Jiang City in the past life. One of the 3 major incidents of the zombie slaughterhouse. The military only dared to take in a few dozen zombies. This guy actually wants to collect all the zombies in Jiang City. Now I'm more and more curious about this warrior who collects zombies. I'm getting more and more curious about this zombie-collecting warrior. With my order to open the casino doors, countless zombies are swarming out from inside. However, in the face of hundreds of zombies, I stood still. When the zombies were less than 2.5 meters away from me, I suddenly attacked. I kicked the first zombie out of the way. Then I pressed my hand on the zombie's brain. I began to absorb the zombie virus. In a short while, most of the zombies in the casino, I sucked them all clean. The system also sent me an alert. The number of zombies killed exceeded 300. The zombie hunter's attributes will be increased by 5%. The damage done to the zombies will be increased by 5. Successfully collected 500 copies of the zombie virus. You can use the virus points to exchange for the zombie virus serum formula. Seeing this situation, I'm so happy. The serum formula is a good thing. You know, even Awakener can be affected by the zombie virus. That's why the virus serum in the post-apocalyptic world. In the post-apocalyptic world, it's a treasure that all Awakener can only dream of. After taking care of most of the zombies in the casino, I asked Song Zichong to call everyone in, and ordered them, everyone must kill a zombie, because I was the only one who knew. As long as you kill a zombie with a cold weapon, before the end of the world, if you kill a zombie with a cold weapon, can greatly reduce the chance of becoming a monster. And if you kill a zombie with your bare hands, will not turn into a monster. Then I caught a zombie in front of them. Now let me see how strong you are. One for each of you. Who's first? Heard that. Shuang Er walks up and says he's first. He's the first to go. Then he made a dash towards the zombie I threw out. And Shuang Er, as the personal assistant and bodyguard of the Queen of Jiang City, in just one glance, the zombie was easily killed by him. Seeing the scene, I can't help but praise him. It's a good move. Fast, precise, and ruthless. So clean. The second one is Song Zichong. With the help of a baseball bat, Song Zichong easily killed the second zombie. I was just commenting on it. His strength is not good enough, although he was knocked down in one go, but it needs a dozen more hits to finish it off. When it was Su Xian's turn, he was pounced on by a zombie because of his small strength. As a nurse, he is very familiar with the structure of the human body. That's why he managed to kill the zombie. Finally, it's Song Ji's turn. But he was scared to death by the sight in front of him. Although Song Zichong tried his best to comfort him, Song Gu said he couldn't do it. I was speechless when I saw the scene. He was scared before the fight even started. What a failure. So, I called Song Zichong over who was comforting Song Gu. Shuang Er went to all the places where there were rumors of zombies. They found nothing. This is not normal. Send someone to investigate. Song Zichong. But he looked at the woman not far away with a worried face. But what should Song Gu do, given Song Ji's temperament? I'm afraid he'll die in the same place when the end comes. But the next moment, I handed him a list. After seeing that it was the formula for the zombie virus serum, Song Zichong was pleasantly surprised. But he couldn't understand the steps. I opened my hand and said, "You don't need to understand. Just put the ingredients on top of the formula. The serum will be generated automatically." Song Zichong was delighted. "Thank you for your trust. I will do my best to fulfill your task and keep the formula safe." After explaining everything, I took out my cell phone. I looked at the forerunner that Shuang Er had posted. However, most of them thought I was joking. They left some funny comments in the comment section. Seeing the scene, the corners of my mouth twitched. What the hell is this? But soon, a private message caught my attention. The owner of the building, Big Brother. I'm not a scammer. I'm really forerunner. Brother, you know what else? Seeing this, I slightly hooked the corner of my mouth. It seems that not all of them are jokers. Still have something to gain. Then I learned from a private message. This forerunner's name is Han Shao. He's awakened his S-class spirit mastery. But right after I dragged him into the chat group, Han Shao asked me in the group, He asked me if I could bring in someone named Shui Chuan. When I saw that name, I was shocked. Shui Chuan was a top evolver in his previous life. He was even recognized by all the Awakener, a dignitary-level powerhouse known as the Water Lord. Thinking about it, I immediately replied that it was perfectly fine. If you find any other Forerunner, can be brought into the group chat. If we can take this Shui Chuan under our wing, I'll be able to fight Dark Goddess. I'll have another big force to fight against Dark Goddess. With the help of Song Ziqiang, Lu Li investigated the reason for the disappearance of the zombies in Jiang City. It's all the work of the Jiang City masters. They transported all the zombies they collected. They transported all the zombies to the container near the Jiang City pier. But after Lu Li told Song Ziqiang, several corpses suddenly fell from the sky, fell in front of him. Then, a man poked his head out of a small window. I finally found you, my little darling. Seeing this, Lu Li's face was filled with horror. Oh no, we've been discovered. On Song Ziqiang's side of the villa, a young friend who just joined the group asked me to appraise his talent. I didn't realize that this guy named Lu Huai. Lu Huai's talent is the SS-ranked body of Yinwood, but the cost of activating the talent is a bit high. He needs to consume a bit of spirit and a bit of constitution. Right at this moment, a rush of footsteps sounded in the living room. Song Ziqiang came to me with an anxious look on his face. He said, Lu Li, we've investigated the reason why the zombies disappeared. They have been transported to the containers near the Jiang City pier, but Lu Li has been captured. They asked me to come and negotiate. I stood up immediately upon hearing that. They contacted you. That means, Lu Li gave you up? Upon hearing this, Song Ziqiang fell to his knees. Boss Lu Li was trained by me. He would never betray us. And he's in charge of the rear. The problem should lie with the people he sent to investigate. When I heard that, I looked at Song Ziqiang on the ground. If that's the case, I'll go out and save him. At the pier warehouse, a man named Xing Meng came to Lu Li. Ms. Lu Li, you're a bit too unwise to do so. I'm not touching you because I'm trying to save Song Ziqiang's face. If Song Ziqiang chooses to submit to me, then you will be my subordinate. If he doesn't, you will all be my playthings. Lu Li, on the other side, is silent. Instead, he's trying to break free from his bonds. Seeing this, Xing Meng came behind Lu Li with a glass of wine. Ms. Lu Li, you don't have to struggle anymore. You'd better be obedient. But at that moment, the steak on the table was suddenly cut open. This gentleman, that's not very nice of you. She doesn't want to play with you. Don't force her. I picked up a piece of steak and looked at Lu Li. Are you hungry? I've tasted this steak. It's not bad, but Xing Meng was a bit nervous and took a small step back. When did this guy show up? I didn't even realize. But soon, he became calm again. You were sent by Song Ziqiang, right? No, I can get this close. And I didn't even realize it. You must be Forerunner too, right? I smiled. I came to take him home. I said. I untied the rope from Lu Li's body. Go home now. Ziqiang is waiting for you in the car. When I said that, Xing Meng also understands. Seems Song Ziqiang is your man. Then he immediately got up and looked at me. Interesting. The Queen of Jiang City shouldn't give in so easily. You must have a lot of interesting tricks up your sleeve, right? Xing Meng bent down. He poured 2 glasses of red wine. I thought we could have an exchange. I'm still interested in this. Of the 3 major powers in Jiang City today, I have tamed the Lord. You tamed the Queen. Now only the commander remains. With that, he picked up a glass of wine and walked towards me. Come and serve me as the king of Jiang City. I'll make you my trusted advisor. I smiled at his words. I refused to hear this. Xing Meng was slightly stunned. He didn't expect me to refuse so easily. Then he threw the red wine in his hand to the ground. I'm afraid to tell you, I have the highest level of S-class talent. If you go against me, you'll only end up dead. But I opened my hand. I looked around before I got here. You're not just collecting zombies. You're using the living to create them. Scum like you have gained great power. It's not good for you. It's better to die before it's too late. And you don't deserve my help. Because my talent is SSS grade. With those words, Xing Meng immediately cast his talent Art of Killing. This is a talent that can kill a target. By killing the target, it can absorb the target's attributes to make himself grow infinitely. In his opinion, his S-class talent was already so powerful. Then my SSS grade talent. I'm afraid I'll be able to ascend to become a god. I didn't refute Xing Meng's words. You are right, but I can't tell you. But what I didn't expect was, his talent can grow indefinitely. A purely combat-oriented talent. That's interesting. However, before I could think about it, Xing Meng opened his claws. He charged straight at me. Arrogant brat. You're going to die. Give me more attributes. Soon, there was a sound of metal clashing in the air. After an exchange of blows, we arrived behind each other. At that moment, Xing Meng suddenly went into a berserk state. His clothes instantly exploded. So you have the talent of transforming, but it's still not strong enough. At that, I became more serious. It's actually an enhancement skill. It seems that this guy didn't fully explain his ability. Without waiting for me to think more, Xing Meng flew towards me again, and I immediately used my heavy hammer form to meet him. As the two powerful forces converged in mid-air, the entire warehouse floor was instantly shattered into pieces. Then I switched to my claw form again. I sent Xing Meng flying. As soon as Xing Meng stabilized his footing, he took an arrow step and came at me. But my claws blocked his attack again, and my heavy hammer form was easily caught by him. Then Xing Meng taunted me, "Are you any good? Are you tickling me with this much power? Didn't you say you have SSS-level talent? How can you be so weak? Come on, let's give it a try." Hearing this, I laughed coldly. My talent has already been utilized. It's just that you didn't realize it. Xing Meng thought I was just being tough. Then, with a speed faster than the sound of thunder, I was knocked out of the air. Your strength, physique and agility are clearly lower than mine. And yet you're still pretending. You're still pretending to be something else. You're bluffing. I'll tell you something, asshole. In the face of absolute power, you can't wait for Xing Meng to finish his sentence. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. It turns out that during the battle just now, the viruses I injected into his body have begun to take effect. In just 2.5 seconds, his three-dimensional attributes are dropping rapidly. This caused Xing Meng to show a look of horror. What's going on here? He was just fine just now. I said sarcastically, you do have a good physique. Took you so long to get sick. Now you've got so many illnesses at once. How do you feel? Hearing this, Xing Meng was furious, you despicable brat. But the next moment, I slammed my hand through his chest. I've told you before, my ability is not ordinary. It's you who didn't believe me. Then, I unleashed the black light virus devouring power again. I hope that the benefits of absorbing you don't let me down. Soon the system will send me an alert. Successfully absorbed human evolver black light virus. The initial awakening has been completed. The attributes provided have increased dramatically. Then the system sent me another message. Blacklight devouring ability has evolved. You can view the memories of the target. There is also a certain probability of obtaining the target skills. I immediately became excited. This is a huge benefit. The attributes provided by the blacklight virus became basic bonuses. Then I couldn't wait to open the system panel. Sure enough, all my basic attributes had increased dramatically. Then, I stooped down and picked up the loot that fell from Xing Meng. After seeing the attributes of the equipment, I immediately realized that this guy must have killed a mutated zombie. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to have more attributes and equipment than me. This zombie claw. In the early days of the apocalypse, it was a top-notch piece of equipment. What I didn't expect was, Xing Meng has even collected a C-grade drawing. It seems that this guy's luck is not low. But from now on, all of this is mine. After finishing everything, the time has come to 2:30 in the morning. In the days since I was reborn, my talent has risen from grade 1 to SSS grade. Moreover, the rumors of the 3 strange events have also made me gain a lot of benefits. Not only that, I've also successfully subjugated Song Ziqiong, the queen of Jiang City. Everything is going according to my plan. Everything is going according to my plan. Lu Ruyan. In this life, I'm gonna trample you under my feet. After seeing me come out, Song Ziqiong opened the car door respectfully. Boss, get in the car. I smiled lightly. Nowadays, with my strength, I don't need to waste my energy. I don't need to waste my energy searching for those scattered monsters. Now I just need to wait quietly. The last few days before the end. Soon 2.5 days have flown by. At this moment, it's less than 2.5 hours before the end of the world. At that moment, there was a knock on the door behind me. Song Ziqiong and his 3 men walked in. Boss, it's a pleasure to fulfill your orders. We've done everything you asked us to do in time. The Peak Villa area is now the center. The center of the area is the Peak Villas. Topography and population have been confirmed. As soon as the end comes, we'll be able to control and occupy the area as soon as possible. Su Xian, also looking at the lists, said, the procurement of supplies has been finalized. These are the lists of supplies I've organized for you. At this time, Song Ziqiong came up behind me and asked, Boss, it's almost time. Do you have any other orders? I shook my head and looked at my cell phone. No, you all did a great job. Then I said in chat group #1. We have less than 10 minutes before the end of the world. I hope you don't get cocky just because you're forerunners. I hope you don't get all cocky just because you're a forerunner. You must remain calm at all times. The dangers of Armageddon. You can't even imagine. I don't want anyone in this group. I don't want anyone in this group to be gone in 10 minutes. Everyone in the group replied, thank you for the reminder. And in the face of this apocalypse, each of them acted differently. Some were full of anticipation. Others were nervous and scared. At this time, I said to Song Ziqiong behind me, it's about time. You all come and take a look. With that, I asked everyone to look out the floor-to-ceiling windows. Soon this quiet and peaceful scene will become history. After hearing my words, Song-gu couldn't stop trembling. And Su Xian was also looking out the window with a nervous face. After all, none of them are forerunners. It's hard to guarantee that they won't turn into monsters. Soon as the countdown in my mouth reached 1, the silver-white moon instantly turned scarlet. And the whole city was covered by a strange color of blood. Immediately after that, a system alert sounded in the sky. The Earth's doomsday trial has officially begun. The next second, 90% of the human population will become zombies that eat people. The survivors will become evolvers. Evolver has a natural ability, and they must gain experience by killing zombies to raise their level. Only in this way, in order to survive this apocalyptic trial. Looking out the window at the scene of hell on Earth. But I don't have a ripple in my heart. After all, I've experienced this scene for the second time. But at that moment, the hourglass in front of my chest suddenly sent out a prompt. Time hourglass. Recognition completed. Binding is in progress. Seeing this, I realized that I was in a bad situation. Song Ziqiong and the others are still here. Hourglass is my biggest secret. I can't let anyone know about it. When I was about to tell them to leave, I was stunned by the sight in front of me. I saw Song Ziqiong and the others were strangely frozen in the room. Not only that, even the gray plane that was about to crash outside was also frozen in mid-air. At this moment, I realized this hourglass actually has the ability to pause time. But while I was in a daze, time hourglass body suddenly scattered some purple energy particles, and then they madly surged towards my chest. The next second, the system alerted time hourglass that his binding was successful. After seeing time hourglass's system panel, I realized, in my last life, I really relied on this hourglass to go back in time. I went back to before the apocalypse. What I didn't expect was, this time hourglass actually has state saving and state reading. And the cooldown CD is only 1 hour. That means, as long as I use it well, I can use these 2 skills to save my life, without waiting for me to think more. Song Ziqiong, who was beside me, suddenly asked me, "Boss, did you just call us? Or did I mishear you?" I immediately said, "No, I didn't. Now you guys go and confirm the safety of the villa as soon as possible. As soon as it's light, we'll start cleaning up the zombies in the villa." Hearing this, Song Ziqiong and the others nodded and agreed. Early the next morning, I immediately led several people to start cleaning up the zombies. At this moment, in front of the villa, a large number of ordinary zombies had already gathered in front of the villa. In this life, with my help, Song Ziqiong has awakened the S-class talent Amethyst Eyes. Not only can he transform objects into amethyst for offense and defense, he can also see all the target's attributes and weaknesses. With Song Ziqiong's Amethyst Eyes on, the zombie's attributes are instantly reflected in her eyes. In the next second, she directly used Amethyst Blade, which she had manifested, to cut off the zombie's head. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shuang Er had awakened the A-level talent, the Way of the Assassin. Not only has her agility increased exponentially, he can also conceal his breath, so that people can't easily detect him. As he entered the zombies with his light figure, in less than 2.5 seconds, he easily killed all the zombies. Meanwhile, inside the villa, Su Xian has awakened the B-level talent high-speed recovery. Not only does it increase the speed of recovery and physical strength, he can also actively use it on others. It has become a good support. Soon the day passed in a flash. The zombies around the villa have been cleared out, and under my layout, the entire villa camp is operating in an orderly manner. Afterwards, I left the affairs here to Lu Li and others, and I rushed out directly from the balcony. After the apocalypse, vehicles and firearms became junk. I could only go to my destination on foot. In my previous life, on the first day of the apocalypse, I saw a strange sign. I saw a strange symbol. But by the time I realized what it did, it was too late. I must seize this opportunity this time. 2.5 hours later, I arrived at Jiang City University. After absorbing all the zombie viruses around me, I looked at the sky with great anticipation. It's finally here. This is the sign that all evolver wish to see the symbol. It's the projection of a god. It's a sign that only appears when a bilocation descends. After confirming the location of the sign, I immediately rushed there. But as soon as I arrived at the location, I was stopped by a stranger. Early stage of the trial. It's not often that you're as strong as you are. I'm a merchant. Are you interested in making a deal with me? I smiled at his words. I would be honored to trade with you. It would be an honor to trade with you. The man just smiled and said, "It's just a businessman's business. What honor is there to talk about?" "Don't know. I've had the honor of hearing your name. I've admired your symbol. I look forward to meeting you day and night." "The good? fair, generous, rich, and powerful god of trade. Lord Rado, at my compliment. Rado laughed out loud. You little man. You have a way with words. Consider this my gift to you. Then he handed me a small green card. This is our Goblin Guild's gold membership card. You can enjoy 12% discount on all items in the store. I took it. Thank you very much. You're as generous and kind as they say you are. At that moment, Rado opened his store. Since you're willing to trade with me, let's take a look at my merchandise first. Looking at all the precious items on it, I was so excited. I can't imagine that in my last life. The famous Thunderwalker profession scroll. I bought it here. But now that the trial has just begun, I don't have that much gold to buy these precious items. So I said to Rado, I can't afford to buy your goods now. But I've heard that gods can't participate in the trials directly. They need to invest in Evolver in order to obtain them in the trials. I'm sure you've come here for the purpose of investment, right? Rado smiled. You know a lot. So you want my investment, right? I'll get right to the point. I've heard that. You possess an invaluable treasure that even the gods covet. You invested in me. You won't regret it. But Rado is skeptical. Investments are all about returns. What makes you think? You think you're going to give me a higher return? You don't think because you're flatter. I'll lose money because of you. When I heard that, I went straight for the jugular. I'm going to show my SSS talent. King of viruses. This is my proof. Rado was shocked. What a strange SSS-ranked talent. It's unlike any other talent I've ever known. The Earth trials are really interesting. But I'm not going to invest my treasure so easily. Then he slowly stood up. I'll give you a chance, little man. If you want to get my highest level of investment, you'll have to prove your worth. To prove your worth. Then he gave me a mission. Then he threw me a gold coin. As long as you complete the task, you can use this gold coin to summon my projection. I hope you won't make me wait too long. I accepted the quest with excitement. Thank you, Lord Rado. I wonder if you could let me see the ring beforehand. Rado smiled and took out a golden scroll. A golden scroll that allows the user to possess two professions at the same time. It's a special item of SSS grade. Without waiting for me to look at it for 2 more seconds, Rado put his hands together. Rado folded his arms and withdrew the scroll. Okay, little guy. The deal is over. It's time for me to go. I hope you can fulfill my test. After Rado left, I immediately checked the quest panel. The quest is to kill the creature in Rado's sights in a special instance at Jiang City University. To kill a creature that Rado is concerned about, and hand over a part of its body to Rado. I was shocked by this. I didn't expect that at the beginning of the apocalypse. There is a special instance in Jiang City University. This is something I've never heard of in my previous life. Meanwhile, in the gymnasium of Jiang City University, a few foreign students who survived were bullying a group of local university students. After kicking the ass of one of the boys, the man in charge ordered all the students to take off their clothes and act like they're begging to be his slaves, or else he would kill them all. At the sound of this, his teammates rushed to stop him. Tom, aren't you going too far? But Tom slapped him 2 meters away. I don't need you to tell me what to do. At that moment, there was a loud bang coming from the originally blocked door. While everyone was dumbfounded, I slowly walked out of the smoke. You foreign students, bullying our Chinese students. It's a sniff. Tom sneered. That's right, it's me. Don't you agree? But before he could finish his sentence, I was in front of him in a flash. Then go to hell. With a claw, I split the foreign student in 2. The boys behind him were about to rush to help, but I crushed his brain with one hand. Then I looked at the students on the ground. Are any of you medical students? I need your help. When I heard that, one of the students pointed to the foreign girl who fell to the ground. I remember him from the medical school. When I looked at him, the foreign girl hurriedly said, I didn't hit anyone. I like Chinese people very much, and I'm Chinese at heart. When she said this, the students around us burst out in laughter, and I was helpless. At that moment, a female classmate stood up for the foreign girl and said, he really didn't hit anyone. He was also trying to persuade the 2 foreign students. After realizing the cause of the incident, I asked the foreign girl to stay. Then I said to the other students that after you go out, follow the corpses of the zombies. Go to Jiang City base in the Dongshan Villa area. Just give me Chen's name. The people there will take care of you. You don't have to be afraid. The zombies on the road. I've already cleaned them up. What's the danger? Besides, since you all survived, that means you're gifted evolvers. If you're afraid to face the zombies now, then when the zombies and monsters evolve on a large scale, you'll be dead. After hearing my words, everyone was silent for a while. After all, what I said is the truth. After a moment, a girl came up to me and thanked me. We all understand. Thank you. We're leaving now. After the crowd had left, the foreign girl asked me cautiously, why did you leave me alone? But suddenly he seemed to think of something. I know. You Chinese students all like foreign beauties. As long as you don't use violence against me, I'm willing to be your woman. At that, I said lightly, I'm not interested in foreign women. I just need you. I just need you to take me to the medical school to find something. A few moments later, under the guidance of the foreign girl, we arrived at the research building of the medical school. From what he told me, on the 3rd floor, there is a research room that only professors can enter. It is said that there are a lot of samples and data of bacteria and viruses inside. I followed him to the virus research room on the 3rd floor. I followed him to the virus research room on the 3rd floor. Inside was filled with colorful virus reagents. Couldn't help but sigh. I didn't realize Zhang City University's medical school had such a treasure trove. Then I inhaled all the agents in the research room into my body. At that moment, the system sent me an alert. I've obtained enough influenza viruses. The number of points required for skill upgrades has been reduced. After upgrading, the influenza virus can reduce all attributes of targets within its range. It also adds a negative condition called sneezing. When triggered, it interrupts all chance and power-ups. I can't help but rejoice at this. The sneeze is really something. It's a hard control skill. Before, I didn't pay much attention to these ordinary viruses. Now it seems to be more important. I have to pay more attention to upgrading. Then I used my remaining virus points. I unlocked 2 passive skills: climbing walls and roofs, by using the blacklight virus. Attachment to any surface. Combat focus. Focuses the mind and improves reflexes. Doubling your control over all the muscles in your body. To test my muscle control, I came to a wall. As my fist touched the wall, the entire wall was instantly torn apart. I was so happy to see that. I see. If you can control all the muscles, not to mention the size of the force, even a fraction of a millimeter is enough to deliver a full blow. Then we went to the incineration room in the basement. This is where the test is supposed to take place. So I told the foreign girl to wait for me outside. I opened the door slowly. The moment I stepped into the incineration room, the system immediately sent a message. Whether or not to enter the instance-cooled incinerator. I didn't hesitate. I directly accepted the instance mission. In the next second, the dead teachers instantly stood up. I turned on my claws and went into battle. I killed the teacher in front of me with one blow. The other one took this opportunity to launch an ultrasonic sneak attack on me. I just laughed coldly. No wonder they didn't come together. So they still have this kind of skill. Then I leapt to the ceiling. I threw a heavy punch. I hit the teacher's waist hard. Along with the system beep, I gained 1,000 experience points. I couldn't help but marvel at the special instance. The experience value is so high. Soon the other teachers in the incineration room woke up one after another. I was so excited that I started to kill them. All of them were turned into my experience. After 2.5 minutes, I killed all the teachers in the incinerator room, and my level had risen to 4. At that moment, the incinerator suddenly exploded, and then an ugly zombie slowly crawled out from inside. The smell it gave off, I could sense the danger. Seeing this situation, I took the lead in attacking it. At the same time, I spit out the flu virus. But the system told me that my skills were not effective against the target. And I was also knocked out by the zombie's punch. Seeing that the zombie in front of me had evolved into a biochemical monster, I smiled excitedly. Since the outbreak of the apocalypse, I finally met someone who can fight. Afterwards, both the biochemical monster and I approached each other at great speed. After an exchange of blows, we quickly pulled away from each other. It's great to finally meet someone. I finally met someone who can make me fight. After a few fights, I realized that the biochemical monster in front of me was not only strong, but also has the ability to heal at a high speed. So, I immediately used the hourglass of time status reading to restore my status. I want to see whether you really have the power of immortality. After 2.5 hours of fighting, the biochemical monster's healing speed finally slowed down. I mocked him and said, "Why is it slowing down? Are you out of it? I haven't fought enough." However, before I could finish my sentence, the biochemical monster had already changed back to its original form. Couldn't help but sneer. It seems that this guy can't recover anymore, but it's time to end it. Then I stomped on the biochemical monster. At the same time, the system sent me an alert. Killed biochemical monster and gained 10,000 experience points. Leveled up to 5. Successfully cleared the cooled incinerator instance. Instance will be transformed into a permanent instance. Cooldown time is 3 days. Whether or not to upload the leveling process as a paid video guide. Proceeds go to the uploader. Option to hide face number name. You can set the viewing price. I didn't hesitate to upload the video and hide my face. Meanwhile, in the villa area, Song Ziqiong, who was healing his wounds, suddenly saw an announcement from the chat group. Evolver, Chen, the video of Nightmare Grade Secret Area Instance has been released. The price for watching it is 1 copper coin. Seeing this, Song Ziqiang and Su Xian both chose to pay to watch it without hesitation. In addition to them, other evolver in the group also paid to watch at the first time. So fast, I had to slow down to see it. It's worthy of a group leader. It's so powerful. No, this monster's recovery ability is better than the master's. It's not appropriate for him to fight so desperately, is it? Look, Lord Gun Leader is at the 150-minute mark. Suddenly all the status is restored. My strength soon attracted a lot of discussion. At the incinerator instance, I've successfully consumed the biochemical monster and obtained the black light virus. 300 exclusive evolution points. I didn't hesitate to evolve the black light virus. Ding. The black light virus evolved and gained 300% life recovery speed, triggering the passive ability of the black light virus. Gain biochemical monster skill cell regeneration. Cell regeneration can consume a certain amount of its stamina or energy as fast as possible. Consumes a certain amount of stamina or energy. Recover. You can do limb regeneration. After doing this, I looked at the 3 golden treasure chests on the ground. Let's take a look. What does this nightmare grade secret area instance reward? Biochemical monster transformation scroll. Absorbs other life forms to upgrade its evil profession. But if you absorb too much, may cause genetic disintegration or mutation. Genetic essence. After taking it, it can greatly improve your physical condition. This thing is quite good. It can permanently improve your attributes. Then I picked up the last piece. It's like a rag. Props, skin of the faceless one. In addition to increasing three-dimensional attributes to improve the body, there is also a dynamic skin effect. You can change the shape and color of any part of your body. You can change the shape and color of any part of your body. Now it's time to get out of here. If you hand over the buffed part of your body to Rado, I'll be done. I'm sure he didn't expect me to finish it so quickly, but just as I was about to leave instance, I suddenly felt something was wrong. Rado wasn't an NPC character in a game. He's a real god. You must be here for a reason. But the stuff that came out of this instance is obviously not worth it. A god's projection. In other words, there's something else in this instance that I've overlooked. As soon as I thought of this, I immediately walked towards the interior of the incinerator. This was the only place in the entire instance that I hadn't entered. However, I walked along the pipe for 2.5 minutes, but I realized that the end of the pipe was a dead end. I was wondering if there was some important information I had missed. A golden mask suddenly appeared from the wall. I immediately threw my fist at it. What I didn't expect was, this mask is actually a prop from the system's introduction. This mask seems to be the main cause of the incineration furnace phenomenon. Even the cosmic consciousness doesn't know its exact function. In other words, this mask could be the remnants of an SSS class item, or something related to the gods. It seems that Rado's real goal is this mask. I have to find a way to keep it. A few moments later, I came out of the incinerator. As soon as the foreign girl saw me, she said excitedly, "You're so strong. I've seen the video of you passing the level." With those words, I immediately checked my system backpack. The video should bring me a lot of, but I'm still short of 1,000 gold coins. Only by unlocking the warehouse to block the detection of the cosmic consciousness. That's the safest way to keep the mask. But at the current rate of increase in video earnings, I'll be able to save up 1,000 gold coins in no time. Soon the time came to 2:30 in the morning. When I saw that I had enough gold coins, I didn't hesitate to open the warehouse. After doing this, I threw out the coin Rado left me before he left. Looking at the summoning spell of the god of trade in front of me, I couldn't help but smile. Things seemed to be getting more and more interesting. In my last life there was a popular saying, when dealing with Rado, emotions are part of the bargaining chip. It means that Rado will take care of the emotions. Rado will adjust the rewards. Rado will adjust the rewards. But only if you have enough value in Rado's eyes. Rado was surprised to see me summon him so quickly. He was surprised to see me summon him so quickly. Little man, I didn't expect you to complete your mission so quickly. I didn't say much. I threw a part of the biochemical monster's body. I threw it over there, looking at the shriveled flesh on the ground. Rado asked me, "This thing looks like it's been dead for a while. You should have completed your mission last night. Why didn't you summon me first?" I pretended to be disappointed, because I couldn't figure it out. "Rado-sama, I fear you so much. I respect you. Why did you hide the difficulty of instance from me? If it weren't for the fact that I have a few tricks up my sleeve, I would have died in there." With those words, Rado paced back and forth. He explained, "I see, little man. I can understand your displeasure. But I can also explain it to you, because this is part of the test. The deal we made. I wouldn't choose just anyone. Someone who can't handle the unexpected. You know what?" At that I nodded my head. "Okay, I get it. So what's the reward for the quest? And what's the next part of the quest?" Rado knew he was in the wrong. Rado knew he was in the wrong, so he decided that I would pick the reward myself. And the next mission would be the final one. Seeing that I had achieved my goal, I gave Rado another blowjob. As Rado snapped his fingers, a bunch of rewards appeared around us. These are all B-rank items of the highest quality. You can pick them at will. Looking at all the treasures, I didn't hesitate for a second. I chose a drawing for the scroll of return. I received Rado's praise for this maneuver. You're a good boy. He knows what he's looking for, and he's got a clear goal. Then it's time for the final mission. As soon as he spoke, a system panel appeared in front of me. The rewards for this quest made me freeze in place. It's actually 2 SSS grade profession scrolls. This made me burst into ecstasy. Thank you, Lord Rado. Even a god, doesn't necessarily have an SSS ranked profession at birth. Lord Rado just smiled lightly. That's right, my career was only A ranked at first. These 2 profession scrolls are my best treasures. They must have the best place to go. I said with a serious face, Lord Rado, don't worry. I promise to fulfill my mission. At the same time, a mutant giant rat has already broken through the defense line of the villa area. And its level is much higher than Song Ziqiong and the others. They are no match for the mutant giant rat. Just when they were thinking about how to stall for time, the giant rat suddenly broke through the stone wall and attacked them. Chuang Er hurriedly picked up Song Ziqiong, who fell to the ground. Ziqiong, you have to get out of here now. But as soon as he spoke, the mutant giant rat attacked them again. A split second. I arrived just in time. Then I stomped on the mutant giant rat, and stomped the mutant giant rat to the ground. Looks like I came back just in time. Chuang Er, send someone to clean up the battlefield. Those who died in the battle must be fully compensated. A few moments later, I learned from Lu Li's report. Many mutant giant rats have suddenly appeared around the villa. The casualties have already exceeded 100. 6 warehouses have been destroyed. After learning what happened, I told everyone to take a rest. I went out to take care of the rats myself. The next morning, I went through the drawings of the surrounding buildings and the tracks of the mutant giant rats. I found their nest, though I could have cleaned it up by myself. But, in order to train Song Ziqiong and the others in combat, brought them out. Then I looked at the people behind me. I said that I would become the mainstay of the villa. Are you all ready? They all said in unison that they were ready. Boss, the moment I ripped open the sewer grate, everyone received a pop-up from the system. Triggered a special mission. Dweller of the sewers. Requires killing all mutant giant rats. And investigate the source of the mutation. We didn't hesitate. We went straight to the inner part of the sewers with our torches. At that moment, a rustling sound came from the corner ahead. The next moment, countless mutant giant rats swarmed around. Seeing the scene, I went into battle mode. Let's get ready to fight. After that, I went into the swarm of rats first. Song Ziqiong and the others followed behind me. Soon, with the cooperation of all of us, all 16 pipes were cleared of mutant giant rats. At that moment, one of my men pointed at the front and shouted, "There's another one in front of us." Song Ziqiong was ready to face it. I said, "Don't forget to use your detection skill." As soon as Song Ziqiong opened his insight crystal, he immediately broke out in a cold sweat. It's a level 7 mutant rat king, and I can't even see its specific attributes. When I heard that, I used my power claw to charge up directly. Looks like I have to fight it myself. Song Ziqiong wanted to warn me to be careful, but before he could say anything, I killed the rat king in one hit. At the same time, he also dropped a set of defense equipment, although it's of a lower grade. But as long as you have a complete set, it will be several times stronger than the same level equipment. Now that I've killed the mutant rat king, we just need to investigate the source of the mutation. I will be able to complete my mission. But before I could take a few steps, I stopped them, because the system is constantly popping up hints about absorbing viruses. These viruses were not found before the Earth trial. And the type and quantity, it's enough to threaten Evolver's life. It seems that the source of the mutation is not far ahead. So I immediately asked Song Ziqiong to lead the group to leave first. I continued to walk towards the inner part of the pipe. After 2.5 minutes of walking, at the end of the pipe, there was a long-decayed corpse. The virus emanating from its body was, to me it was heaven. It seems, this corpse is the final target of this mission. According to the concentration of the plague virus, the scroll in the corpse's hand should be the source of the mutation. Then I took the scroll and opened it. What was written inside? Pestilence sect, which I've never heard of in my previous life. But no matter what, as long as I can absorb all the viruses, my strength will increase dramatically. How do I feel? The viruses around me are converging towards my body. In just 2.5 seconds, the corpse was drained by me and fell to the ground. At the same time, the system sent me an alert. Special mission Dweller of the Sewers completed. I obtained the item Wall of Flesh, and between my palms, There was also a plague mark between my palms. While I was wondering what it was for, the system sends me another message that the plague mark has been achieved. Trigger conditions for subsequent quests. The SSS-level quest Pestilence Sect is officially open. According to the introduction of the quest, only those who have the plague mark is qualified to become the plague god in the prophecy. The goal of the quest. The objective of the quest is, I need to find the plague messenger in Pestilence Sect. Couldn't help but rejoice. This is an SSS-ranked quest related to divine right. If I can become the plague god in the prophecy, I'll be qualified to fight against Dark Goddess Lu Ruyan. Lu Ruyan. At this moment, the system sends another alert. Hell difficulty instance, plague sewer is being created. Time left, 30 days. From the time it took to generate. This is an extremely difficult instance. I'll have to wait a month to check back. In the meantime, sewer entrance. A normal difficulty 1 has been generated as well. Each person is limited to 3 entries per day. This is just right for Song Zichong and the others to practice on. So I instructed everyone. You'd better enter instance in groups of 4-8. Life comes first. Profit comes second. Improve your strength as soon as possible. Then I looked at Song Zichong. As for you guys, come with me to the instance, but you'll have to do it yourselves. I will only help you at the critical moment. The 4 women nodded their heads in agreement. Seeing that they have no objection, I then said, let's form a team first. Then join the chat group. I then sent an invitation to Song Zichong, Shuang Er, Su Xin and invited them to join the group. After seeing my number, Song Zichong was shocked. Boss, you're the world's first evolver. I just smiled. No need to make a fuss. The number, it's just the order of the evolver. At that moment, Song Gu came to me with a disgruntled face. Came to my side. Chen, why didn't I receive an invitation to the chat group? I smiled because I didn't invite you. A little girl who was scared by a zombie doesn't deserve to be in my chat group. When I heard that, Song Gu immediately recalled the scene when she was scared. Chen, don't look down on me. Now I've grown up. Hearing her say that, I immediately opened my equipment bar. Then, pick your equipment and go to instance. Let me see how you've grown. A few moments later, Song Gu changed from his usual cowardice. She took her weapon and walked straight to the front of the group. At that moment, I looked at Lu Li behind me. I asked, I don't even know. What is your talent with Song Gu? At that, Lu Li immediately used his own talent. Level B illusory image can be created from imagination. It's a phantom that has no substance. It's not very useful in battle. On the other hand, Song Ji's talent is not ordinary. He's smart and gifted. It allows him to gain experience and proficiency. The experience and proficiency gained increases by 50%. Upon hearing this, I smiled. So it's a talent that accelerates growth. No wonder Song Gu became different from before. While we were talking, Song Gu had already killed 3 mutant giant rats. At this moment, apparently he's qualified to join the group chat. It didn't take long for Song Gu to join my group chat. Song Gu joined my group as expected. Seeing this, he rushed to the rats even more vigorously. At this time, Song Zichong came to my side. Boss, don't worry. I'll make sure she calls you daddy. Don't worry. I'll make sure she calls you daddy. I couldn't help but feel ashamed. You're quite decisive in giving your daughter away. Song Zichong just smiled charmingly. The world has changed. Song Gu, a young lady who has never suffered before, to have a father like you. It's a very good thing for her to have a father like you. Then, I asked Song Zichong and the others to set up the bases and equipment trading rules. Then I put some of the recently acquired loot on the table. Wall of flesh. It's a wall material that can eat flesh and blood to grow. It is stronger than any wall we can build. Stronger than any wall we can build. And if utilized properly. And when utilized properly, it can be a powerful deterrent. The return scroll can be read to return to the marked city in 10 seconds. With this item, you can definitely become the sole ruler of Jiang City. For the rest of the day, I continued to scrub the sewers. According to the drop rate of the plague suit, in just 2.5 days, I'll be able to collect the entire plague set. At that moment, a chat group member named Meng Meng started a private chat with me, saying that he's not very good at combat. He hoped that he could get some advice from me. In my previous life, I had never heard of Meng Meng, but everyone in the group is at least a forerunner. I'm sure their talents aren't that bad. So I asked him to send me his talents. Only then can I provide more comprehensive guidance. Of course, if you don't want to reveal your talent, you can. It's just that the things that can be seen this way will be more one-sided. At that, Meng Meng sent me his talent without saying a word. He sent over his own talent. But the moment I saw the information, I was dumbfounded right away. Meng Meng's talent. Meng Meng's talent is actually a supernatural talent that can grow indefinitely. Dream Butterfly, one of the abilities of the Lord of Dreams, can enter the same dream world as the real world. It can also be used to enter other people's dreams. And even, You can even bring some of the things in your dreams back to reality. Second ability, weaving dreams. Can adjust anything in the dream world. Final ability, shared dream. You can create dream totems. Invite people into your dream world. I was shocked to read the description. With such a natural skill. As long as you can't find your body, you're basically invincible. However, such a powerful talent. I've never heard of it in my previous life. It must have died in the middle of the game. At that moment, Meng Meng sent me a message again. He wanted to invite me into his dream world for guidance. I refused without the slightest hesitation. After all, in someone else's dream world, I have no guarantees. Meng Meng continued to send me a message. Don't be so hasty to refuse. I can sign an evolver contract with you. I promise not to do anything harmful to you. His words startled me again. An evolver contract recognized by the will of the universe. At least 10 gold coins are needed. By the time you can save up 10 gold coins, you won't even need to ask me for combat tips. Meng Meng told me that as long as he kills monsters in the dream world, will also die in reality, by adjusting the dream world, to increase the monster's drop rate. So now it has saved up 10 gold coins, and can give me 2 items as a reward. One is a D-level skill book, Psychic Perception, and a special item edict for city construction. Seeing this, I was a bit puzzled and asked, you can obviously, in the dream world, you can accumulate combat experience little by little. Why do you need to ask me for combat skills? Meng Meng gritted his teeth and said the reason. Although I'm very strong in the dream world, but in reality I'm a fool. And I have a feeling, if I don't improve my fighting skills in time, I won't be able to survive in this post-apocalyptic world. I nodded my head in agreement, although his ability is strong, but it doesn't improve his physical condition. In this post-apocalyptic world where monsters are rampant, is definitely a disadvantage, so I agreed to his request. A few moments later, Meng Meng sent me a dream totem. All you have to do is relax and stare at it for 3 minutes, to enter his dream world, as my consciousness faded. The next moment I was in a strange room. Then, a girl with 2 ponytails said to me nervously, Mr. Group Leader, how do you do? I'm Meng Meng, who just signed a contract with you. I took a look around. I said, this is not the right place for battle training. Late at night, Meng Meng smiled and put down the teddy bear in his hand. I know, and then he opened his hand. Immediately opened a portal. I cleared a gym to use as a training ground. It's not far from here. Looking out through the portal, I froze in my tracks. This dream world actually contains an entire city. Meng laughs and explains that the dream world exists on its own. Meng Meng explained with a smile that the dream world exists independently, and that he can enter it at will as a dreamwalker. He can enter the dream world at will and modify it. Moreover, according to his observation during this period of time, the dream world and the real world mirror each other. Meng Meng led us to the gymnasium. We went to the gymnasium, told Meng Meng. The best way to increase your combat power is to fight. But he had to give up the ability to use the dream world. Then I told him to attack me with all his might. Meng Meng reminded me that my spiritual power is 48. You have to be careful, Mr. Group Leader. Then he said. He threw his powerful punch at me. In the end, I just swayed my body. I easily dodged his attack. You can't do that. It's all thunder but no rain. If you want to improve your fighting skills, first you have to learn to control your center of gravity. A punch that goes out and can't come back is the weakest. Secondly, you need to be able to lock on to your target. You have to know where to hit, instead of hitting randomly. Finally, you must learn to observe your opponent. Don't just focus on your own offense. That, Meng Meng was a bit embarrassed and said, Master, I'm sorry, I'm too good at this. I just laughed. Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Just practice. Soon a week passed by. Song Ziqiong had already posted the rules of Dongshan area. Song Ziqiong has posted all the rules of the Dongshan area. The entire base is now on track. But I still hadn't collected my plague suit, so I decided to go out for a stroll. Compared to a piece of level 1 equipment, the opportunities and treasures out there are much more precious. I had to grab some of them as soon as possible. That's when Shuang Air found me. Boss, someone is causing trouble at the gathering place at the foot of the mountain. They said they were your classmates. I decided to go and see what was going on. Then I heard from Shuang Air. These people are not satisfied with the base's daily fee of 1 coin. They wanted to buy a safe place to live for nothing, but they didn't want to pay the price. When one of them saw me coming down, he shouted excitedly, Chen, I'm Li Chen. I asked him, our rules here are not too harsh. As long as you kill a zombie you can get a coin. Even if you can't, there are other jobs in the base that can make money. Why are you causing trouble here? But Li Chen pointed to the banner behind him. Rightfully said Chen, this is your fault. The end is near. We have to watch out for each other. Now you have the resources. You should help us through this. Listen to my advice as the student counselor. When one attains prosperity, he should help the whole world. Remove this rule and everyone will be grateful. I'm speechless when I hear that. I didn't want to say a word to this kind of winners and losers, so I waved my hand. If you want to stay in the base. If you want to stay at the base, you have to accept the rules here. Otherwise, get the hell out of here. Anyone who doesn't leave after 2.5 minutes will be killed. With that, I asked Shuang Er to start the countdown. But Li Chun snorted. I'm definitely not leaving. I'm doing this for everyone's benefit. I heard that. One of the guards came forward and scolded. Don't bullshit me. Those who can't even earn a single coin. Either you're a loser or a selfish person. We don't protect these two kinds of people here. One of the guards even mocked. If you can't earn a single coin, I'll pay you 2 coins. I'll give you 2 coins. Li Chun was so angry he gnashed his teeth. Let's go. I don't want to be a part of this hellhole. Chen, wait for me. Sooner or later you'll regret it. Hearing this, I immediately stopped him. Li Chun thought I wanted to keep them, but the next moment, I turned on my claws. I cut him in half with one blow. This scene made the students around me fall to the ground in shock. They never thought that I would strike at the drop of a hat. Then I laughed coldly, letting a disgruntled punk say bad things about me and then running away. I do regret it. At that moment, Shuang Er walked up and reminded me that there was still 1 minute left. Why don't you all get out of here? At that, one of the students fell to his knees. I'm willing to abide by the rules here. Please give me another chance. Seeing that the other party is a smart person, I agreed. But you have to pay 5 coins a day. After a month, it will be back to normal. After that, I left things here to Shuang Er to take care of. I headed down the mountain. But not long after I left, Meng Meng sent me a message. He said that even though he had trained in the dream, the improvement in reality was still small. Then he said he'd definitely come to me when he's able to do so. Seeing this, I replied that if you are willing to follow me, I can come and pick you up. Meng Meng happily agreed to do so, and told me he was now in Wuchang City. Thinking back, I remembered that the place where I got my S-rank career quest in my last life was in Wuchang City, so I immediately decided to go there. At the same time, somewhere in Jiang City, inside a hotel, a few survivors are trapped here. Damn, that special zombie is still here. He killed 5 of our companions without a second thought. The key is that his senses are extremely sharp. As long as we go down to the 10th floor, he'll be able to sense it. If this continues, I'm afraid we won't last much longer. At this moment, a girl pointed at the window and said, "Look over there." Follow the direction of her finger. I saw a black shadow, shuttling back and forth between the buildings. Seeing this, the boy named Zhang Luoping, he thought it was a new type of mutated zombie. He was about to close the curtains, but Wei quickly stopped him. "Don't worry, I think it's a human. Since the end of the world, Wei's eyesight is much better than normal. He could tell right away that I wasn't a zombie. At the same time, I had just landed on a high-rise. I caught the attention of that particular zombie. After seeing that it was a tyrant zombie, I was so happy. I needed bones of the tyrant for a design drawing, so I immediately turned on my sharp claw form. I charged towards the tyrant. Zhang Luoping was shocked when he saw the scene. It's really a monster. How could a normal person turn into a claw? While they were talking, Tyrant Zombie was already killed by me. And after devouring Tyrant Zombie, the system also sent me a reminder that the Black Light virus has evolved. This evolution. Not only did I obtain the new form muscle enhancement, I can also transform my arm into a huge shield. Muscle enhancement. You can strengthen any part of your body without inconveniencing my main form. And the shield's defense power is about 2.5 times greater than my own. It's a good evolution. At that moment, Wei suddenly shouted at me, "Chen, is that you?" At that sound, I immediately looked at the building behind me, but I realized that the whole building was surprisingly quiet. Inside the hotel room, Zhang Luoping was desperately trying to cover Wei's mouth. "How can you be sure he's the Chen, you know? What if he's a monster in disguise? He'll kill us all." As soon as he spoke, a figure appeared outside the window. "Anyone in there?" "It's Chen. Someone just called my team." When he heard that, Wei ran over immediately. "Chen, it's me. I'm Wei." When I saw who was coming, I smiled. "So it's Song Ji's best friend." I thought it was someone else. Then Wei asked me about Song Gu. I told him. I set up a survivor base in the Dongshan Villa area. I set up a survivor base. Song Ji's mother, Song Ziqiong, takes care of it. So Song Gu is now very safe. But when they heard that, they thought I was bragging. After all, Song Ziqiong is the queen of Jiang City. How could Song Ziqiong listen to a college student? I just smiled lightly. "You'll know when you go there. I'm not going to tell such a lie that can be easily exposed." That moment, the door to my room was suddenly opened. It was my 3 roommates. I was about to ask why they were here. Lin was the first to explain that on the day of the apocalypse, Zhang was supporting Wei. In order to support Wei's part-time job at the script killing store, he brought a lot of students with him to play. Then the zombie virus broke out. Everyone was trapped here. After realizing what happened, I told them that if you wanted to, you can go to base in the Dongshan Villa area. But you have to pay 1 coin a day. I don't know if you can accept that. Zhang Luoping was the first to say yes. If it wasn't for that special zombie blocking the way, we would have already made our gold coins, and asked if I could accompany them. I said I have other things to do, and told them, don't worry, the special monsters on the way. I've already cleared them out. Then I took out some low-grade equipment from my backpack. On the table, with this equipment, it's easier to deal with ordinary zombies. Follow the route I gave you, to the base in the villa area. I have something to do, so I'll leave now, I said. I greeted everyone and turned around to leave. While I was traveling between the various high-rise buildings, Meng Meng suddenly sent me a private chat request. He said, there's a guy named Han Wang who's complaining in a chat group. Meng Meng thought he could help. After seeing the message, I thought about it for a moment. The Han Wang Meng Meng is Han Shao, right? On the other side, Zhang Luoping and the others. They are discussing the matters related to going to the base. As time goes by, the monsters outside will become stronger and stronger. We have to get to the base as soon as possible. But we need to prepare for this. After all, to get to the base in the Dongshan Villa area, we'll have to cross the entire Jiang city. There's no guarantee that anything will happen on the way. Li Feng pushed up his glasses. Wait a minute, I think. But before he could express his opinion, everyone looked out the window. Chen, why are you back again? I told the crowd. I needed a room to take care of a few things. Heard that. Zhao immediately said, then come to my room with Lin. Just as we were about to leave, Wei Shiwei behind us called me back. Chen, do you know Song Ji's evolver number? I want to add him as a friend. Hearing this, Lin and the others also reacted. That's right, Chen. What's your number? I'll add you too. But when they heard that my number is 1, Lin immediately burst out laughing like a pig. It's all evolver. Why do you have such a cold sense of humor? You haven't evolved at all. But Zhao patted him on the shoulder. Lina, you'll know when you add it. As the panel popped up 1 evolver white. After agreeing to the friend request, Lin directly lying a groove. Chun Yu, this kid's number is actually a beautiful number. A few moments later the two came to the living room, muttered in a low voice, something's wrong. The evolver number represents the order of evolution. So Chun is not the first evolver? Zhao also remembered something. Remember the week before Armageddon? Chun told us to exercise. That's how we survived until now. At that, Lin hurriedly sat up. Wait, do you mean? Chun already knew. At that time, Chun already knew that the end was coming.